Namaste and catch my family, and welcome to another morning coffee with Rion.
LightStar.
And Standswithbear.
Absolute pleasure being with you guys here today in this beautiful day out here in Sedona. Lots of amazing things and downloads to share with you. Lots of things going on in consciousness, and a lot of aspects and questions have been coming through on basically higher self dynamics, higher self communication, how to strengthen that bond. Obviously, using your throat chakra, your third eye, or however you'd like to speak. Obviously, with your higher selves, but. Lightstar would like to share some of the information she's got, and without further ado, Lightstar, share for us.
Thank you. And welcome everybody. We're here in Sedona on this gorgeous, gorgeous day. It is so beautiful. It's like a summer day. I don't know, some of you it's mostly like fall, and it should be here, but it's like beautiful.
I like it warm.
So it's like, yeah, this is warm for this time of year. So we're just loving the energy. Just wanting to share a few things that is coming through in some of my client work that I've been noticing. A lot of you are trying to connect, and you're trying to connect with your higher self. I get this question all the time. How do I connect with my higher self? How do I distinguish my higher self from all the other messages or voices or whatever's coming through? And there's a lot right now that is coming through for all of us because the veils are thinning so that we're getting that information to come through much easier. But I'm also seeing people still being blocked on this. And what I want to share is something that can really help to sort of streamline some of this information. You know, we were talking about this earlier about higher selves of higher selves of higher selves, and that keeps going up to a certain point. And so we don't want all of you to get overwhelmed with trying to communicate with too many higher selves. It's like, let's bring that higher self in, and oh my God, what's this higher self? And then my higher self of that higher self of that aspect, and that aspect's higher self. It gets really confusing. So I want to just bring it down, hone it down into the foundation of the one higher self that is most important, which is usually the one that you can reach the easiest from where you're at. So I give this sort of description or analogy of the higher self being like if you are in 3D and you're walking through the forest, okay? Beautiful forest, and it's you in 3D walking through the forest. Your first level highest self is going to be up at the top of the tree line. So say you have the very tip top of that tree that you're looking up, that you can barely see it, the top of the tree, but it's there. Okay, that is the higher self that most of us are going to want to start with. We're going to start with wanting to communicate with that higher self because it's the closest to us. And it can still see a certain limitation or certain limit ahead of us. You know, it can see in all sides, 360 degrees. It can see more ahead than what you can see in the forest. It can see more behind you and all 360 degrees. So the information coming from your higher self is actually that higher perspective. So when you ask questions and you want to see things that are, you know, whatever the delineation of time is, a week or 3 weeks or 3 months out, you know, usually that higher self is going to have that information. And that's what most of us are wanting to utilize in our life here. Okay, then when you want to go up and you're ready to go up to the next higher self, which might be the eagle that's at the top of the tree, that can now take flight and see an even further distance, then you can do that, and there's ways to move into that. But I just want to start with the treetop higher self, which is the most important one that we want to communicate with. And something I found very helpful for myself, and I teach this to clients too, is to, before you're going to communicate, is to put a diamond, crystal diamond above your head. This crystal diamond is your intention to communicate with your higher self. This crystal is actually going to be like your filter, first of all. It's going to be just like a water filter. So what do you have to do with a water filter? You have to clean it every 6 months or replace the cartridge or whatever it is. That is what keeps the clarity coming through, that filters out all the junk and the crap that isn't what you're trying to communicate with, and bringing through the intention. So your intention of that diamond is to communicate with your higher self. And it's going to send out like that beacon to pull in the higher self so that you can bring that into your 3D body walking through the forest, where you're communicating now, bringing through that treetop higher self. And that allows you to keep the filtration system clear so the information that comes through is clear. So it's very important that when you also communicate and get information in your meditations, is to trust what you get. I'm seeing a lot of people having issues with trusting the information that's coming through. So we want to make sure that you write this information down before your analytical mind has a chance to come in and sideswipe it and hijack it and say, no, that's not really true what you got. No, you don't really know what you're talking about. That information was bogus. You know, whatever it is that really what, you know, it's like you question everything. So write it all down as soon as you're getting the information and then test it out. Very important to test out what you receive to see if the information is in line with assisting you with your higher self. And that's another way to distinguish if it's coming from higher perspectives and higher realms or still operating from the ego mind that's being pulled in and hijacking the higher self information. Okay? So that's kind of the first step, I would say, in communication. I mean, there's a lot more to it, but that's just the basis.
I'm going to jump in right there, along with what you're saying, though, my brother Rip. What I want to say is that our highest lights, our highest selves, the big ladies and gents on your guys' stream, those co-creators for not only this guardianship of Earth, but obviously the heads of your oversoul. Imagine that, you know, there's say 25 plus 200 million people in a soul family, on an oversoul, the overseers of the entire oversoul. What I want to express to you is when you guys are asking questions, and you ask Source, Prime Creator, God, Yahweh, whatever that is for you, okay, Allah, whatever that is for you, what should I do? I want you to understand that in duality, in this polarity game, okay, that some of your higher selves that maybe rock that night function on your right-hand side, compared to some of your beings that rock that light side on your left-hand side. The issue is that when the information gets sent off from you up to the highest of the highs, imagine that information is almost like playing telephone. Here comes the perfect answer from Source himself. Then it's like filtered, 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 little night, little light, little night, little light. So all of a sudden you're like, should I do this? And you're like, well, maybe on a Tuesday. It comes through with just like these different polarities, referencing their own motivations for what they want you to do. What I reference is come from your heart, come from that angelic space, that Earth Alliance space, that awesome place where there is no limits on your creation or what type of love you feel that you deserve. You deserve all of the love in the universe. So when you listen to what comes back, listen to the tone, listen to who's speaking. Does it sound like your inner voice? Or does it sound like someone stole the microphone from one of your higher selves and is like, I think you should do this. That's not my higher self. Thanks so much. Next. So the issue is that what you want to do is understand the high angels and the true guardians and your true higher selves. They don't say and maybe and the. Their answers are very, very precise.
Concise.
Wum, 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 wum. They will not waste one syllable, one word, one word that's not relevant to exactly what you need to hear. It's straight to the point. There is no bending. Understand when you're listening to truly one of your higher selves, and then ask if you're obviously more aware, what's in my best interest in this moment in serving the light? Wait for an answer. What's my best interest right now serving myself? Ask and answer. Down here in duality, service to others. On the light, service to self. Now here's the deal. The goal is to be an angel with street smarts. That's what you're going for. So whatever answer that you get back, it needs to be balanced based upon your environment, your experience, and truly what you need to hear to maximize what that message is for you. So they might use a couple different variations to have that hit home. Even though that highest level of where you're supposed to love everyone. Duh. We come from love. Duh. So the issue is that they have to reference what's going on in your life. So the more specific the questions, the more specific the answers. Not, I want to live a very happy, good life. They will go, okay, we want you to live a happy, good life too. Does that mean you don't want to experience anything down here and to grow? Well, no, I didn't say that. I want to live a very happy life today. Fantastic. The issue is that understand what you're asking for. Be aware of what you request. And when it comes back to you, do not think it's all going to be instant gratification. Most of the times I request things, I get it within a week or 2 weeks. It's not like this. Now, believe me, all of us fellow angels and light beings out there right now that are going through their trials and their tests, if you do negative, naughty things, yes, you might get that instant karma right back to remind you to stay on the path. Now, when it comes to the good things, manifesting abundance and all this stuff in your life, that is a thought form, that is a belief system granted and governed by your vibration, which comes from your heart, like LightStar mentioned, that ego version of you who can keep going straight ahead 30 yards, make a left-hand turn. Boom. There, I got you, brother. I got you, sister. But to get there, you got to come up in vibration to get those real clear messages. Brother.
Hello, beautiful ones. This is Standswithbear. First, I want to say I'm very honored to be speaking here with my brother Rion and my beloved LightStar. But you're the star. Okay, remember that. You're the star. And through everything that I say and I've done in my teachings and everything like that, I convey that to you continuously. Let's face it, from the beginning, since you came here, yeah, they did the wipe and the remembrance of who we were. We had to go through all that whole gambit to rediscover who we truly are. Okay, knowing that and going into the forest with LightStar, okay, she's talking about looking above. Now, what I want to bring forth to you, as much as Ryan's going outward of that, I want to hone it in and bring it home for a moment because I am Bear Tribe. And you have to go back to the basics if you want to completely be with that of your higher self. And what I mean by that is there's a filtering system, okay? You have to filter all the garbage out of you before you can even connect to that, okay? If you have a lot of luggage that you're bringing with you in your life, whether it be bad relationships, angry at your boss, there's a whole gambit.
Attachments.
Yeah, exactly, attachments. It's very difficult for anyone really to concentrate and focus on that of your higher self. But the beautiful thing is your higher self has always been there, and it just waits patiently until you come around. Okay, so picture yourself in the woods. You're walking through the woods, and this is the methodology that you will use to actually connect with that higher self. The first comes to the realization of that, okay? So you're walking through the woods and you come upon a tree and you see this beautiful tree and you are the Wikipedia of that tree. Man, you know every nuance, you know every little ant that scurries up and down by first name basis. You are the absolute Britannica encyclopedia of that tree. But you're so focused on that, you don't see the fox that just ran over to the right here. You don't see the butterfly that just went off in this direction or hear the cricket at your feet. So you're so focused on other things, which I will call the programming of this world, you don't see the overall of everything around you. You see the 2, even the 1D version of what's before you, but not looking at the entire 360 4K version of what is truly there. So when you're connecting with your higher self, you have to expand that vision within yourself. And I have to agree with my beautiful people here as well. You have to test the spirits. Okay, even Christ said that in the Bible, test the spirits. You have to know what you're working with. Okay, now many of you know that I channeled all over the country almost 20 something years. And the one thing that I teach my clients is to always test what's coming to you. If it's a guide, if it's your star family, they have different methodologies to show you who they are, okay? And even that has a filter system. So sometimes you get a scent, or you get a ringing in the ear, or a vibration in your body, but the commonality of every single one of them put together is how you feel. If this energy comes through you and you feel apprehensive, then it's probably not a good thing. If you feel love, and you feel enlightenment, and you feel joy, then that's the direction that you want to move forward into. Now, your higher self, as I said, has always been there for you, okay? And I've told my starborn many, many times, when you came here, you had that little spiritual backpack that the Creator gave you. What is a spiritual backpack? It's called junk DNA. The DNA that's within you that has not been activated. As you raise your vibration higher and higher, it sparks open. And then you become easier connected with your higher selves, your star family, and all those around you. So it's a huge filtration system. And I love what Rion said about the telephone game. That says it absolutely perfect. You tell one child a secret, and by the time they get to the end of the line, it's a completely different story.
Oh.
So you have all these filters going down, 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 down. Of course, how do you know what's real and valid? The way you know what's real and valid is close your eyes. One thing that you will notice, my beautiful starborn, is when you close your eyes, do you see darkness? No, you do not. My father asked me when I was a child, what do you see when you close your eyes? I said, I see light. I don't see darkness. And he just smiled because he knew what I was talking about. Many people that close their eyes, they see darkness. Starborn, we see light. Don't believe me? Try it. You'll see what I'm talking about. And as we move forward in our consciousness and the way we are headed into a, let's say, multi-species, because we are not just one species, as you know, it's now going from species to complete collective. That's why all the energies are like infiltrating this planet. Bam, 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 bam. And I know it's making a little bit people crazy, but it's like riding a wave. You got to go with the wave. It's like riding a horse. If you go against the horse, you can be bounced all over and be on the ground, dusting yourself off. Okay, so we're riding the wave right now. But we're here with you. And many of our beautiful starborn are here with you. I've told you many times, you have a huge family, okay? And we're here to assist you in whatever you need. There's no greater service that you would do than to be in service of others. Never forget that. That is our creed. That is who we are. That is the life breath that comes through each of us, okay? You want to connect your higher self to your higher self. It starts with you first. Remove all the crap out of the way. Clear the body. Take care of the temple. And watch the results that happen.
Yeah, you guys are all doing awesome, because I know all of you are doing so much work on yourselves, and we want to applaud you for the time and the courage that it takes to actually go in and do this work. It's not easy work, and it takes a lot of discipline, and it takes a lot of patience. Having patience with yourself, and I see this also with people getting frustrated with the fact that they're not getting something right away. Like I said, you're not going to get it sometimes right away. A lot of times I see people that I'll say, well, did you sit in your meditation, or did you actually sit down and actually ask the question? Well, yeah, I did, but I didn't get anything. Well, how long did you actually sit in that? Well, I only waited a couple minutes, and it didn't come.
If you meditated as long as you watch your TV programming when you get home every single day, you would have immediate results. So every time you ask yourself, it's not working for me. Well, did you try it for 4 hours in a row with your music on, with the incense? How much time have you actually allotted? Did you try it one time for 25 minutes?
And then give up?
Listen, you're learning a new skill set. So a lot of people, they see references of their family, their star beings around the planet, and references of beings like us, and they're like, why is it so easy for you guys? Well, it's the same way if we went to karate class, karate, and you're a little white belt walking in, and you go, how can you do a double back flip and break the board and I can't? And I'm like, well, I've been doing it for 7 years, son. You just walked in the room and just got the belt. I just put the belt on you. Have some patience and consistency in your life to start operating from here and utilizing this suit for the amazing piece of creation it truly is.
And and also one last thing is to know that everyone's process is a little bit different. So don't expect that you have to do it just one way and then it's going to work that way for everyone. You have to experiment a bit with yourself and know yourself more to know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And to shift it up and try whatever until you find the thing that does work for you.
It's just like I told you earlier about the little spiritual backpack, okay? Creator wants you to have your gifts and all those things that belong to you divinely, but you have to earn your way to those gifts. It's not just something that's just given. It's something that's earned. And the way you earn it is to take care of that which is your home. Okay? To be in service of others, that's the greatest thing that you could possibly do.
Beautiful. Well, it's been an absolute...
Just a little light
yes, and
blessing.
LightStar is going to end this beautiful broadcast with some light language.
I just wanted to do something real quick for you guys. This is something that you can just, just on your end, just kind of be in your heart space, is kind of just tying all of what we said together in a little activation. And I'm going to do this from the heart space. So just enjoy this and just be in a place of not trying to interpret it or anything from the mind, but just be in your heart, okay? Kilea sana lana teli, sutuna sala kishineti somakai, kurushanal alamastate, situso kurushinele kesanatal, kula kama kela sheni, sahala kimi itala, sutusan ala kimi shiki siwanani, lakhala kulasa meliki shila na kalana mantela, supalani kishe.
Dimdo shimba ho simvi ija tatasun ya tisha karaton fobish vakutum bosimbi titish yabaton totimos yababasimbi sha fokukumbe titi anando humba fita tatam sokufisha bohoste
Marate sarini arra, pakatsutro eli andere arme, mande asurut armi, bekertana e, masuto keartapa, bariner takasu, ma anertis erena munus arie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure being with you guys here today. I am Rion. You can find more information to contact me at ascensionleague.com for sessions or etherictech.com for some energy gear.
LightStar, and you can find me on lightstarcreations.com, or you can also find both of our sites at starseedallianceinternational.com as well.
And I am Standswithbear, and you can find my website at standswithbear.com. And it's been an absolute honor to speak with you all this day. Love you all so much.
We love you.
Keep doing what you do best, and that's shine, shine, shine.
Sending much love and abundance from Sedona.
Blessings.
Blessings.